heard that there is a way to crack slabs that is a lot easier, a little more forceful. I'm a bull in a china shop. So this is an Iron Man 55 and a 5.0, the first appearance of Thanos and Drax. And I'm going to crack it out. I'm going to get it clean and pressed. And this could go awfully wrong. I could end up with a piece of CGC shrapnel in my throat. But apparently if you smack this down on a counter like this right here, just about a third of the way up, it just snaps right off the back. And look at that, it works.
West Coast Davengers. West Coast Davengers. Ah! Ah!
You know, that Sticker Mule commercial is so bad, but it can't get it out of my head. Where'd you get that shirt, Vinny? It's Sticker Mule. It sounds like he's saying, "Hey, Sticker Mule, welcome back to the West Coast Avengers. I'm Stan Lee's ghost in Dave's body. Excelsior! I am a comic book enthusiast. I am passionate about comics. I am a comic seller. And I'm an unfortunate YouTuber. Welcome to my show. If you are watching for the first time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for the second time, hit the like button. And if you're watching for the third time, you're not leaving. I've got a nice little unboxing today. Galactus has joined me. Every Wednesday, don't forget, West Coast Wednesday. My comic book auction and claim sale hosted by me, James Hetfield. And Sunday's Sit Down hosted by me, Dave. This is the West Coast Avengers. Let's get going. Bronze Age Batcave, Los Gatos, California. Damon, the owner, he pressed a bunch of my books over the course of last year. I just got the rest of them back from CGC. Now, if you remember correctly, he pressed my ASM 129 that I found in that box, and it came back a 9.2. He pressed a couple of Golden Age books, including that Archie 55 from 1952. That came back a 9.2. Damon's one of the best pressers in the game. And I trust him implicitly with my books. And I just got back some of my big books. So let's take a look. I'm thinking about not grading too many books for my PC anymore. I understand that grading books as a seller makes sense. Some people don't ever want to buy raw books. People want to be confident in the grades that they get. So they want to only own graded copies, which I understand. But also CGC is a very flawed company. I already know the grades, but you don't. So this is going to be fun. And plus, I'm excited to see some of these books I haven't seen in months. All right, let's start off with a cool... Okay, just destroying it. Let's start off with a great Golden Age book. This was something that I got in the collection I bought last January. I had never seen one of these before. Nationwide Publications, Captain Atom #2. That is a 5-cent mini comic. I don't exactly know what these came in, if these came in newspapers or if they came in magazines, but my guess is that they were inserted somewhere. This is a 4.5 off-white to white. I just love this. Absolutely adore this. It's such an interesting little artifact. I'm going to do some research on who the artist might be because there's really no information for it. And being that it's 73 years old, I don't know how much information I'm going to be able to find. But that's Captain Atom 2, 5-cent mini comic, 4.5 off-white to white. See, I believe in definitely slabbing things like this only because preservation aspect. If you know anything about older comics, you know that the paper doesn't always hold up the longer that it's hit by the elements. Now, who's to say that it's not going to deteriorate in that slab? I don't really know. From that same collection comes another great Golden Age book, and that is Fugitives from Justice #1 from St. John Publications in February of 1952. This book is officially 71 years old. 7.0 off-white to white. It features Gene Colan and George Tuska art. And two names that you may or may not be familiar with. Gene Colan, a mainstay at Marvel Comics, doing a great run on Daredevil. And George Tuska, I know I've seen a lot of his art. The name is very familiar to me. This is a 7.0 off-white to white. I thought it would grade a little bit higher, but I'm not really upset at a 71-year-old 7.0. There's a craze going on with crime books right now. It makes sense. We just had a very big uptick in true crime documentaries and series and stuff like that on Netflix. So, you know, that stuff just bleeds onto everything else once it gets popular. Now we get into three very, very big books, and I am stoked. Two of these books are PC books. The first appearance that finishes off a run of first appearances for me. That is Silver Surfer number 3, the first appearance of Mephisto in a 7-0 off-white pages. 1968, this is a thick boy, and I bought this knowing that it would be probably around this. I figured between a 6 to a 7, and I got a 7. One of the reasons I really wanted this, Mephisto was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid. I started reading comics just shortly before the Infinity Gauntlet started, maybe 4 years before that. And I was a big Silver Surfer fan. And what do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? Well, you got to call this guy. What do you do when Mephisto's coming? You got to call Silver Surfer. I wanted to own all the first appearances of all these cosmic characters that I loved, that I kind of got introduced to within the pages of Silver Surfer and Infinity Gauntlet. So Thanos, which I have an Iron Man 55. Eternity is a Strange Tales issues, as well as the Living Tribunal. Death is in a Captain Marvel book, and Galactus and Silver Surfer are in the pages of Fantastic Four 48 and 49. With me acquiring Silver Surfer 3, that completed it. I got all those first appearances. Such a great book, such an iconic cover, and I think the reason why this got held back from getting a higher grade, it does have a crease on the page fold, so somebody clearly read this and cracked open the spine, which makes sense, but I'm really stoked. It looks beautiful, and it is beautiful. Following along with that, in the same purchase when I got that book, I also bought this book. Silver Surfer number 4, the iconic John Buscema cover, and this came back in 8-0 off-white to white, exceeding my expectations on this book. I thought it was going to be in the same range as Silver Surfer 3, 6-0 to a 7-0, but Damon did some great work on this. This gets cited as the perfect cover of all time in comics. And I've talked to several friends about it that are in design, from like a design standpoint, are perfect. I mean, who could want something more than these two powerhouses about to do battle? Silver Surfer looks like he's coming in at about 100 miles an hour, and Thor looks like he's about to swing that hammer at about 200 miles an hour, probably causing some cosmic shift and killing millions and millions and millions of living beings throughout the universe. But hey, that's comics for you. I recently just got a coverless copy of this. The interior is great, but it does not match the heat on the cover of 4. So these two, I'm so stoked. These go right on the wall. Silver Surfer 3, Silver Surfer 4, 7-0, 8-0. Booyah. I just recently got a copy of this raw in the collection. I had cracked this out of an old CGC slab in the Bronze Age Batcave. I actually did it on the program. I'll play that clip now. Let me show you the book first. Giant Size X-Men number 1. We're here at the Bronze Age Batcave, and I'm bringing Damon here this Giant Size X-Men to fix in the way of pressing and grading. And you want to see something funny? This is an old slab. Oh wow, look, it's out of the slab now. So obviously,
the new ones aren't that easy though.
No, they're not.
No,
but,
you pull out your chisel and be careful.
Yeah, with this it was just like coming apart. So I was like, this would be fun. Slam! Now fix that. All right. Now this is my second copy. This is a 4.5. I cracked it out of a 4.0, so got a little grade bump, or as the pressers would say, a bumpski. And I haven't gotten a chance to see it in the slab. So that's Giant Size X-Men number 1. Known as the first appearance of the second X-Men team, the first appearance of Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, Thunderbird. This is the second full appearance of Wolverine, if you consider Hulk 180 to be a cameo and Hulk 182 to be a cameo. Either way, who gives a shit? This is one of the most iconic comic books of all time. This is definitely the most iconic comic book of the 1970s. All of us love an X-Men or the X-Men or this book. You know, like, if you're a comic book fan, you have some attachment to the X-Men. This will most likely be for sale. I think I'm going to keep the raw and sell the graded. It was nice to get this back, get a little bump on it, and be real happy with how it came out. Big thank you to Damon at the Bronze Age Batcave for taking care of these for me. I was only giving him my big books, you know, the stuff that I really needed some top tier pressing done and cleaning. Take a visit to the Bronze Age Batcave. They are in the South Bay area, south of San Jose, Los Gatos, California. Thank you for joining another episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not. And you can follow me on Instagram. All my links are down below. This has been another episode of the Wheel of Fortune! They said it was going to be easy. They lied. There's pieces of plastic just all over the place in this kitchen. Nope. All right. That was easy. That is how to crack a slab if you're a moron.
Oh.